Part 18. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 171. Luju sandwiched potato pancakes, a piece of oyster omelette, 2 steamed buns, and some side dishes, and sat down opposite Chengling. She felt that she had swelled under Chengling's influence. He actually took so much. Chengling ate particularly deliciously. She ate a big mouthful, but she didn't look embarrassed. The big, soft, and white buns look big, but actually they are not that big when you put them together. The camera gives a close-up of Chengling. She opened her mouth and took a big bite, revealing the sauce-colored filling inside the big white bun. She sucked the soup into her mouth and let out a sigh of satisfaction. One after another. Bayazai Mountain is decreasing at a rapid rate. Seeing how delicious she was eating, Luju couldn't help but feel that she had a great appetite. I grabbed a bun and took a big bite. Whether it was because she was hungry or tired, or because she was infected by Chengling's strong appetite in front of her, Luju felt that she could also eat 8 buns. The host Daji came over and tried hard not to drool. "Teacher Chengling, is it delicious?" "Delicious, very delicious." Chengling swallowed the food in his mouth and gave a thumbs up without hesitation. "This big seafood bun is super delicious, probably because the seafood is fresh, not fishy at all, and very sweet and delicious. This kind of oyster egg pancake is called oyster omelette in Wanwan, right? I've eaten it before and thought it was average. But just now, I realized why this pancake is so popular." Daji swallowed and asked, "How was the experience of fishing just now?" "It's very good. The captain here has very good boating skills. I heard that they also have a tourism service that rents boats. You can charter a boat at a very affordable price. The captain will lead the team to cast a net for sea fishing. The seafood caught belongs to the customer. The captain can spend the processing fee to find someone to help cook it, or it can be sold at the morning market. Responsibly speaking, this kind of travel experience is better than many tourist countries. You don't have to worry about language barriers, being dragged into a pyramid scheme, or being cheated." I was moved by what I said. "SHH, don't make any noise, I'm quietly buying train tickets to the summer market." "Wow, a 4-star hotel in Xia City only costs 180 yuan. Are you dogs? The summer market hotel was sold out a minute ago." "Haha, it seems you have no experience at first glance. I have already bought a train ticket and a Seaside B/U0026B, a chartered boat to go out to sea for fishing, seafood processing, and picking services in the mountains treasure city, la la la. Everyone, please be rational." In the live broadcast room next door, Lu's hiding kept talking, saying that the experience of Xiaxi was not good and it was too cheating. That's because she pointed to 3 places where the net was cast, and a total of 7 or 8 small fish were caught. 2 of them were too small, so the captain released them. She loses her temper when she is unhappy. This is the pattern. Temper cannot be greater than ability. No comparison does no harm. I love Sister Ling even more. The mayor of Xia City, the tourism director, and hotel operators all shed tears of excitement. Their summer market is located in a slightly remote location, and there is no high-speed rail, only green trains. There are good tourism resources, but not much tourism volume. Now, it's different. At this moment, the official travel website actually needs to buffer for a while before it can be opened. Downtown hotels are sold out. Train tickets are sold out. B/U0026B is in urgent need. They almost wanted to carve a stone statue for Chengling and offer incense to her. Living Bodhisattva. Chengling eats a steamed bun for 2 mouths, and can still find time to stuff some cold vegetables into his mouth. Everyone watched helplessly as she emptied one plate and then another. "It tastes very delicious. This is much better than mukbang." The key is that Sister Ling is live broadcasting, there is no mukbang to turn the camera to vomit. No, 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 you got the point wrong. I can also eat 8 steamed buns, but no one will watch my mukbang. The point is, Sister Ling has a good figure and looks good. She eats so fast and she makes me feel like, wow, you eat so well. Family members, Sister Ling walked towards the breakfast stall again carrying a plate. I go on a diet every day and experience hypoglycemia, but I don't lose any meat. How could she eat so much and still be so thin? Is this a physical difference? I am having breakfast with Chen Ling now. I have washed and dried 2 fried dough sticks, a bowl of soy milk, and 2 meat buns. I'm so exhausted. She actually wants to eat it. Do you have a stomach for cheating? Chen Ling has tasted every kind of food, and this time she can choose what she likes. Please give me another crab meat and egg bun, a sea urchin bun, an oyster egg pancake, and a cup of soy milk. Thank you. The staff all turned their attention to her belly. There is only a slight bulge in the belly that is not easily noticeable. A slender waist. Dry. Unfair. When Nuwa created humans, sometimes she worked carelessly, like me, sometimes she worked very hard, like Chen Ling. At this time, another ship docked on the island. It's the blue team's ship. Luz Hiding walked down from the boat angrily, followed by Gong Yue, who looked a little embarrassed. Behind him was the unhappy-looking captain, helping Guan Yiwei, who looked disheveled. Guan Yiwei ended up vomiting yellow bile. Her legs were like noodles and she couldn't stand firmly. As soon as I got off the boat, I plopped down on the ground. Luz Hiding waved her hands and walked to the breakfast stall. When she saw the food, she pouted in dissatisfaction. How can people eat these oily things? The soul travels through the 18th line. The female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 172. Luz Hiding held the plate and picked at the breakfast stall with disdainful orchid fingers raised. Hey, why isn't this plate lined with absorbent paper? Salted duck eggs? Isn't it too unhealthy? Seafood buns. Who can eat them so early in the morning? This oyster omelette is not authentic at all. The person in charge of serving food is a slightly plump round-faced girl. She explained, Teacher Luz Hiding, this is not an oyster omelette. It is a specialty of our summer market, oyster omelette. It is said that the oyster omelette in Wanwan is a modified version of this oyster omelette. Haha, Luz Hiding rolled her eyes without any concealment. Everything was not going well for her today, and she couldn't control her emotions. She said in a medium voice, You are a country bumpkin. Chen Ling, who was savoring the buns, raised his head and looked over. The round-faced girl's face turned red. Luz Hiding still refused to give up. She put a plate of asparagus on the dinner plate and looked at it from top to bottom. Are you fat enough? Is it because you can't control your mouth or something? Listen to my sister's advice and eat less. Otherwise, you will be laughed at when you go out. Snapped. Luz Hiding's dinner plate was knocked flying from top to bottom by a hand. It's Chen Ling. The next moment, Chen Ling used his own dinner plate to move from side to side without letting a single asparagus fall to the ground. One foot hooked Luz Hiding's plate that was about to land, and with the tip of her toe, the plate flew up again. With her other hand, she accurately grasped the edge of the plate. Luz Hiding still maintained the posture of holding the plate. But the plate disappeared. Chen Ling said to the young lady whose eyes were red. For some people, if they tolerate breast hyperplasia for a while, they will get cervical cysts. If they should fall out, they will fall out, and if they should lift the table, they will lift the table. If you miss this village, you will not have this store. If you lose your job, you can find it again. If you miss it, you will be scolded. I won't be able to find the chance to go back next time. The young lady almost burst into tears. Luz Hiding finally came to her senses, crossed her arms and faced Chen Ling. Chen Ling, what do you mean? It's a pity that Chen Ling is tall, and now Lu's hiding is not wearing high heels, so she is a head shorter than Chen Ling, and she loses a bit in terms of momentum. Chen Ling slowly looked at Lu's hiding from head to toe, just like Lu's hiding did just now. It's just that the critical meaning in Chen Ling's eyes is more accurate. His eyes also deliberately focused on several key positions, pausing for a moment. Pink eye wrinkles. Injections into the overly plumped apple muscles. Breasts stuffed with sponge pads. Somewhat short calves. Chen Ling chuckled. The voice was extremely sarcastic. Teacher Lu, do you know who I annoy the most? Chen Ling held 2 dinner plates and said coldly, pretentious people. You should be lucky. This asparagus is so delicious. I don't want to waste any of it, otherwise, hee hee. Chen Ling took a meaningful look at Lu's hiding's carefully permed big waves. The meaning couldn't be more obvious. Or I'll pour it on your head. Who said girls' beauty should be uniform? In my opinion, girls with freckles on their faces are playful and cute, and plump girls have a feminine charm. Girls can have all kinds of beauty. Some are petite and cute, some are bright and open, some are delicate and pitiful, some are sweet and sweet, some are naughty and smart, or some are gentle and generous. We should not be defined by one thing. We all need to accept ourselves and love ourselves bravely. The only people I don't accept are those who are pretentious, self-righteous, and casually belittle and deny others. Teacher Lu, you don't have to eat if you don't like it. No one is forcing you to eat. Don't dump your negative emotions on others at will. After finishing speaking, Chen Ling put Lu's hiding's empty plate in the tableware recycling area, picked up the buns from her own plate, and returned to the dining table with a plate of asparagus. Lu's hiding stood there awkwardly. She couldn't even utter a word of retort. After all, Chen Ling needs to have good looks, a good figure, a good temperament, and more importantly, she is younger than herself. Moreover, Chen Ling occupied the moral high ground first. Whatever she said at this time was wrong. Just shut up. Lu's hiding gloomily took another clean plate and didn't dissipate the food. She picked a few items and sat next to them to eat. I never thought that one day I would be moved to tears by a variety show. I have been told since I was a child, what kind of girl should you be to be beautiful? Today, someone loudly told me to be brave enough to be myself. Be a girl who is not defined. Reject the same old internet celebrity faces. My aesthetics was severely modified by Sister Ling. Lu Ju applauded Chen Ling. Sister Ling, you said it so well. I'm about to burst into tears, you. Chen Ling didn't answer. She held the bun in her mouth and looked at a certain place on the shore of the island in disbelief, stunned. After a while, she put down the bun and patted Lu Ju's hand. You know? We are going to get rich this time. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 173. Lu Ju grabbed half a bun and followed Chen Ling's line of sight. The sea, the beach, broken shells, leaves, stones, broken wood. Sister Ling, what kind of fortune? Why didn't I see anything valuable? Chen Ling picked up the paper towel on the table, wiped her hands and mouth, and stood up. You'll know in a moment. She walked straight to the coast. The beach here is very primitive, with coarse sand and gravel everywhere. Chen Ling quickly walked to the shore of the island, bent down and picked up a large, inconspicuous white stone on the ground. The stone is about the same size as a basketball, but it is flatter and longer than a basketball. The surface is bumpy and waxy. Chen Ling pinched the surface and smelled it. There is a strong fishy smell. Lu Ju followed and saw Chen Ling sniffing a stone, confused. Sister Ling, is this the valuable thing you mentioned? Isn't it just an ordinary stone? Chen Ling shook her head. No, it's not a stone. It's the feces or vomit of a sperm whale. Lu Ju. Chen Ling saw the confused and disgusted expression on Lu Ju's face, and explained, this is not dirty. It is said that money is dirt, and some dirt is more valuable than gold, such as this piece of sperm whale feces. It is also called ambergris. It is a very precious and expensive perfume fixative. Lu Ju showed a surprised expression. Hey! Ambergris. I have read many novels and harem TV dramas, and the name of ambergris has been mentioned. It turns out to be the feces of sperm whales. Does it smell good? After saying that, he came over to smell it. Chen Ling took the ambergris back and said, it doesn't smell good right now. You just had a full meal, so I won't let you smell it. Lu Ju asked curiously, is this thing really valuable? Chen Ling weighed it with his hand and estimated the weight. This piece of ambergris weighs about 8 or 9 pounds. The lighter the color, the higher the price. This piece is close to snow white. I will calculate it according to the market price. This piece is estimated to be worth 10 million. Lu Ju was stunned with his eyes wide open. Degree. The photographer who followed. Bullet screen. No more, even if I have to walk, I will walk to Xiaxi. Let's meet on the beach to pick up ambergris. Oh my god. 10 million. If this is not called getting rich. The knowledge of getting rich has increased again. Lu Ju couldn't accept it. It was too shocking. Chen Ling exclaimed, I miscalculated, it's probably not 10 million. Lu Ju exclaimed. Her voice was full of regret. Chen Ling smiled, I forgot to calculate its collection value. It can't be calculated simply based on quality. If such a large piece is put up for auction, it will probably sell for 15 million. I remember in 2012, an 8-year-old child in the UK picked up a piece of ambergris weighing 1.2 jin on the beach around Bournemouth and sold it for £40,000, about 400,000 Chinese yuan. In 2017, a piece of ambergris weighing a little more than 10 jin was sold for 28 million Chinese yuan. Lu Ju's mood was like a roller coaster. Since it is so valuable, why don't we just locate and track a sperm whale and collect its feces, then we can have endless ambergris, right? Chen Ling shook her head and explained very seriously. Ordinary sperm whale feces are not valuable. Only when sperm whales swallow mollusks, such as giant squids and octopuses, etc., because mollusks have horny palates and tongue teeth that are not easy to digest, these difficult to digest parts will accumulate in the stomach and intestines of sperm whales. If there are too many accumulations, it will stimulate the intestines to secrete special waxy substances to wrap up the accumulations. One day, sperm whales will vomit or excrete these things into the ocean. They are lighter than seawater and will float on the sea surface without sinking. Sink. Then comes the important formation process of ambergris. These inclusions float in the ocean for a long time, undergo oxidation, saponification of salt and alkali in seawater, and finally form ambergris. The inclusions discharged into the sea are black at first, and the longer they are, the lighter the color becomes. The most valuable is the snow white color, which may have been soaked in seawater for hundreds of years before the impurities in it can be floated out. Some criminals, in order to obtain ambergris, kill sperm whales and take out the accumulation from their stomachs and intestines. This is ambergris without any value. It is worthless. And they will also get a pair of silver bracelets. Hunting sperm whales is a felony, with a minimum sentence of 10 years in prison. Ah, love it, I didn't expect to learn so much knowledge from watching a variety show. I feel that Sister Ling explained it in such detail because she was afraid that someone would watch the show and get greedy and go to hunt sperm whales. Sister Ling told everyone clearly that this is useless, and you can only sing tears behind bars for the rest of your life. Key point, do not hunt sperm whales. Sperm whales are Class I protected animals in the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. We must protect them. Lu Ju looked at the ambergris in Cheng Ling's hand with awe. Sister Ling, this piece of ambergris may have been floating in the sea for hundreds of years. Cheng Ling nodded. Perhaps it was those showers last night that brought this piece of ambergris here. Even if you put it in front of me, I can't recognize it. Lu Ju sighed. I feel like this is a gift from God to you. Cheng Ling looked at the ambergris reflecting the warm light in the morning light, and her eyes became distant. Is this a gift from the sea to her? The soul travels through the 18th line. The female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 174. From the moment Cheng Ling explained that he picked up ambergris and explained its value, the director was in a semi-sluggish and semi-fugue state. Who I am? Where am I? What am I doing? Reporting to the director. Our number of viewers watching online in real time has tripled. Director. The audience reported that the barrage was so stuck that there were double images. Director. The technical department requests to apply for more signal channels with the live broadcast platform. Director. Before the director could react, his phone was buzzing with calls. We are XX Auction House. I heard that a guest on your show picked up ambergris. We are willing to send a team of experts to help verify the authenticity for free. If it is true, we are willing to buy it at a high price. All subsequent taxes and fees will be borne by us. Take it upon yourself. Hey, are you the director of Slow Life? I am the director of the propaganda department of Xia City. Could you please give us the phone number of Cheng Ling's agent from your program team? We want to talk about her being the ambassador for our city. I was entrusted by the famous collector Master Chai. I hope the program team can help tell Miss Cheng Ling that Master Chai is willing to bid 17 million to purchase ambergris. We are the sponsor of the program, Cheng's Group. Please tell Cheng Ling that Cheng's Group is willing to pay a high price for the purchase. Director. Daji knew nothing about Cheng Ling picking up ambergris. When he received the call from the director, he was chatting with Gong Yue about Yue's seasickness. Hey, director, I'm Daji. The director explained incoherently. Daji, huh? You said Cheng Ling picked up a treasure? Sperm whale ambergris? Worth tens of millions. Many people are vying to buy it? Let me tell Cheng Ling. Are you sure you are awake now? Director, #Yuan at #%. Daji, please speak Mandarin. Putting down the phone, Daji stumbled to Cheng Ling's side. She has returned to the dining table to educate Lu Ju about marine environmental protection. Teacher Cheng Ling, excuse me, I just received a call from the director saying that you picked up ambergris. Cheng Ling pointed to the white stone placed casually on the dining table. Yes, that's it. She smiled knowingly. What? Did someone call the director and say he wanted to buy this piece of ambergris? Daji. Why is teacher Cheng Ling stealing someone's lines? Of course Cheng Ling knew. Generally, extremely wealthy collectors or high-end auction houses have extremely long antennas. They will be the first to know about any new and exciting treasures that are released on the market. Daji stammered, yes. I heard that there are auction houses that are willing to provide free services of testing the quality of ambergris, and the Cheng Group is also willing to purchase it at a high price. Cheng Ling. Why are parents joining in the fun? There's no rush about this matter. Cheng Ling stood up and moved his limbs. If I remember correctly, we should go snorkeling next, right? I've eaten a lot, and I just want to exercise and eat. She raised her chin at the ambergris on the table. I would like to ask the program team to help keep this piece of ambergris for the time being. After the program is over, I will carefully select the buyer. Do you want us to keep something so valuable? Everyone in the program team felt a heavy burden instantly. In addition, I am willing to divide the money from the sale of this ambergris 10 times. 2 of them will be donated to Xiaxi to develop economic tourism. 1 share is for the program team. Without you, I wouldn't have picked up the ambergris. 1 copy is for my teammate Luju, she is my lucky star. 1 for my captain and crew. Meeting is fate. The remaining 5 shares are mine. No objection, right? The captain and 2 crew members suddenly made a fortune? What's the objection? Let's do this, you beat us up, otherwise we won't be able to hold on to the money. Program crew, shouldn't I give you money? Why was he paid instead? Chenling is awesome. Xiaxi from top to bottom, look, just say she is a living bodhisattva. Luju quickly waved his hand, I don't want it. I don't want it. I didn't do anything. You have always taken care of me. Chenling smiled lightly, there is a saying that only by spreading wealth will you gather it. Good people will be rewarded. When I first came to the show, you saw that I was all alone, so you came here to keep me company. I remember it. Wow. This is the legendary saying, if you respect me a foot, shall I respect you a foot? Clear love and hate. Not petty. The captain and crew of the yellow team are really lucky. Chenling is a lucky star, whoever is with her will be lucky. Look, the Xia city government is moving so fast, the official travel website homepage has been changed. Want to change your destiny? Come to the summer market to pick up ambergris, / The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 175. The program team got busy. They had to find a way to keep the ambergris properly before the end of the program. So excited and nervous. On the other side, Lu's hiding almost broke her chopsticks in anger. If I had known earlier, I would have been in the same group with them. Sharing the money is a small matter. The main thing is the good reputation. How many companies like to find celebrities to endorse or cut the ribbon, all for a good start? The celebrity endorsement fee is not low. A few endorsements may be worth millions or tens of millions. But the matter of picking up ambergris is not about how much money it costs. The key is that people think Chenling is lucky. Those superstitious business owners, aren't they scrambling to find Chenling to endorse? I'm afraid that Luju, a newcomer who just debuted, will be so busy after the program ends. But she chose Gong Yewei and Guan Yiwei. Guan Yiwei, who was always seasick, did nothing but lie there and vomited. Isn't Gong Yewei always good at adjusting the atmosphere? I don't know how I offended him, he was so cold to me. He didn't come to eat with me, leaving me sitting here alone, embarrassed and lonely. Now, he ran to Chenling to congratulate her. How cheap. Barrage. Chenling is so generous. She said she didn't lack money, why didn't she donate it all? Haha, I hate this kind of people, the hatred of the rich. It's not their fault that they have money. Willing to contribute to society is a favor, and unwillingness to contribute is a duty. It's super rare that Chenling can give half of it. That's right, if there was no Chenling, this piece of ambergris might have been buried. Now everyone is happy. Everyone, look, Lu's hiding's eyes are so scary and resentful. Gong Yewei ran over to congratulate Chenling as soon as possible. Even Guan Yiwei was so uncomfortable, but he still forced himself to congratulate Chenling. She was fine, even if it was just a fake congratulation. Who is she showing this to now? She must be unconvinced. Hey, I am an old fan of Lu's hiding, I really can't be a fan anymore, I feel so disappointed. Chenling took the snorkeling equipment given by the program team and went to the cabin to change. She took a breath. She was really nervous and looking forward to it. Sea phobia has been with her since she was a child. She tried countless efforts but couldn't get rid of it completely. However, after crossing over, the sea phobia disappeared inexplicably. You can snorkel. You can see trenches dozens of meters deep, and you can go to reefs and corals to collect abalone and sea cucumbers. It's so fun. She has only swam in swimming pools and rivers. The sea is really her first time. Chen-Ling changed into snorkeling clothes and walked out of the cabin. Everyone present looked at her and blushed at the same time. Help! Chen-Ling's figure makes even women's ears hot and their hearts beat fast. This kind of black tight clothes will infinitely highlight the shortcomings of the figure. But if a person with a good figure wears it, it will give people a fatal temptation. Her figure is extremely well proportioned, a typical 9-head beauty, with a thin waist, long legs, big breasts, a small and perky butt, and a tight diving suit, which outlines the curves of her figure very clearly. Lu Ju blushed. Help! This figure. I, a straight woman for thousands of years, am almost bent. Why did the barrage suddenly become less? Everyone must be taking screenshots in a hurry. Is this the legendary model figure? This body is so tempting. Bend at a glance, I declare that from today on, Chen-Ling is my wife. Suddenly understand King Zhou. Understanding King Zhou Ad 1. The program team put on an anti-drowning bracelet for Chen-Ling. In an emergency, this bracelet can be pressed to reveal a huge inflatable ball, pulling the person wearing the bracelet to the surface of the sea. All the rules have been explained, and now you can go to the sea. The return time is set at 9:30 in the morning, less than 3 hours left. Chen-Ling walked slowly into the sea along the coast. The cool sea water slowly rose along her body. Chen-Ling had no fear at all, but an indescribable excitement spread around her body. Is this the original owner's talent? As others said, she is very good at swimming. Chen-Ling plunged into the sea. The sea water surrounded her tightly, and she had no fear in her heart, but a sense of tranquility and peace. The diving goggles provided her with a clear view, and the breathing tube in her mouth allowed her to breathe while snorkeling. The professional lifeguards and underwater photographers invited by the program team followed behind Chen-Ling. She was a little awkward at first, but after swimming for a while, she gradually relaxed. She took a deep breath, released the ventilator from her mouth, and swam towards the seabed 5 or 6 meters deep. Schools of fish swam around her, and she was like one of them. Free and unfettered. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 176. Chen-Ling played for 20 minutes before returning to the shore, carrying a small bucket and a long pole to collect seafood. Gong Yue grew up in Tianjin and is a good swimmer. He was the second person to go into the water after Chen-Ling. Guan Yue recovered a lot, rested for a while and ate something, then changed into a diving suit and went into the water. He was a good swimmer, and he cooperated with Gong Yue to pick up a lot of sea cucumbers and abalone. Lu Ju and Lu's hiding were not good swimmers, so they carried life jackets and looked for crabs and small conches on the rocks near Zubi Island. It was a rare leisurely time. After a while, the program team called everyone together, and each of them got on their own boats, carrying seafood, and rushed to the morning market. The morning market is located on the southernmost side of the summer market, and it takes 30 minutes to drive northeast from Zubi Island. This distance is a little farther than the distance from Zongjai village to Zubi Island. The program team was afraid that Guan Yue would not be able to bear it, so they gave him a motion sickness pill. Guan Yue was still seasick, but not as bad as when he first arrived. In fact, everyone knew that the champion team this time must be Chen-Ling's yellow team. They had too many more seafood than the blue team. When they arrived at the morning market, Chen-Ling's captain and crew immediately helped to pack the seafood into boxes with enthusiasm, and explained some rules for bargaining in the morning market. Very serious. To be honest, although the captain and his crew were very excited when they heard Chen Ling say that she would share the money from selling ambergris with them. But the excitement lasted only 3 minutes, and they calmed down. It was just a casual remark, so they couldn't really take it seriously. Chen Ling had already helped them fight Gigi for free, which was a blessing from God, and they didn't dare to ask for more. On the blue team side, the captain and crew didn't have a good face. People's pain comes from comparison. Look at the star in the other team, how amiable, while the famous female star in their own team is mean and troublesome. Now, he actually blamed the captain for not being able to catch any fish, saying that he was not good at fishing. It would be strange if the captain had a good face. Gong Yue pulled Lu's Hiding, who was pouting and muttering, and said, "Teacher Lu's Hiding, please stop talking. The captain also followed our instructions to cast the net, and you can't blame him." "Teacher Gong Yue, are you blaming me for choosing a bad place to cast the net?" Lu's Hiding glanced at him. Gong Yue let go of his hand. "Ah. Now you know how to shirk responsibility. Why didn't you choose the place to cast the net? If you let me choose, it's my responsibility if I can't catch any fish." When casting the net, Lu's Hiding insisted on making her own decision. Gong Yue grew up by the sea and had some experience, but Lu's Hiding didn't want to listen to him. She was afraid that if she caught any fish, it would not be her credit. "I didn't mean that." Gong Yue's face was not very good. Lu's Hiding's mentality was completely broken. Not only did Chen Ling steal the show, but she also scolded him. Although she had been blaming the captain all the way, Lu's Hiding was still angry. As soon as she arrived at the dock, she saw a long line of people waiting to unload goods at the morning market dock. Lu's Hiding heard her captain muttering to the crew, "Hey, why are there so many people today? Are they all here to see the stars?" Lu's Hiding let out a breath. "Forget it, a good woman doesn't compete with men. In the end, I still have to rely on you. I'm so famous that I can sell seafood at a higher price. I'll also make a small sacrifice and attach a signature. Maybe I can turn the tables." She raised her hand to tidy up her hair, and walked down the wooden board on the boat with a variety of postures. The people in the long line turned their heads and saluted Lu's Hiding. Lu's Hiding smiled, raised her hand, and greeted the fans, "Hello everyone." Then she saw everyone in the line staring. "Hurry! She's here. Everyone must abide by the agreement. One person can only buy 1 fish or 1 kilogram of seafood. Anyone who does not abide by the rules will be disqualified from purchasing." Lu's Hiding's smile was almost overflowing. She knew that her charm was still as strong as before. "No matter how many seafood products you Chen Ling caught, can it match my fame?" She walked to the front of the line. The old lady standing in front of the line glanced at Lu's Hiding and said in a strong rural accent, "What are you doing? You are blocking me. If you want to buy Linger's things, go to the back to line up." "What are you doing? Don't block me. If you want to buy Miss Chen Ling's things, go to the back to line up." The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 177. Lu's Hiding's face instantly became colorful. Red, white, purple, green, black. All of this is because of that bitch Chen Ling. She felt bad if she didn't vent her anger. It seems that she can only find the Hong Kong businessman surnamed Lu. This big brother is cruel and ruthless. There was a female star who was blind and competed with her for resources. The big brother forced her to take a bunch of artistic photos. The female star immediately became honest and extremely respectful to her. She didn't ask the big brother to do anything to Chen Ling. If she could beat her up, she would be able to vent her anger. She has been with the big brother for so long, and the big brother will definitely not refuse this small request. Asterisk. Report to the commander, 32 suspects were arrested at the Haishi slaughterhouse, 20.6 kilograms of drugs were seized, and 8 vehicles involved in the case were seized. Report to the commander, 21 suspects were arrested at the Liangpu City scrap recycling station, 16.78 kilograms of drugs were seized, and 3 vehicles involved in the case. 2 fugitive suspects have been intercepted at the provincial road toll station. Both of them were carrying 2.3 kilograms of drugs. John Killen ordered in a deep voice, "Pay attention to separate interrogations, and never miss a criminal. Destroy the local drug trading network. Cut off their connection with other provinces." After giving the order for the closing activities, he went over it in his mind to make sure there were no omissions. He then called the men who were watching the Mu family. John Killen asked, "Did Mu Yingdi make any moves? Did she go out?" Report to the commander, "Mu Yingdi did not go out. But she sent a subordinate nicknamed Black Tiger to go out, and he has been controlled by us. During this period, she made 2 overseas calls, one to South Korea and one to Myanmar. Our technicians are tracing the signal. We have locked several target suspects. Mu Yongming, Mu Yingdi's father, has been interrogated by the inspection team in the office." John Killen asked again, "Did anyone take the initiative to visit?" "Half an hour ago, a florist came to the door. She is responsible for all the indoor flower arrangements in the Mu residence. In addition, at this moment, there is another person who has just arrived at the gate of the Mu family. I don't know whether I should stop him." John Killen noticed the hesitation in his subordinate's words and vaguely guessed, "Is it John Kyun?" Yes. John Killen was a little anxious. But if he spoke out to stop him now, he would be suspected of protecting his family and concealing the case. "No need to stop him." John Killen's tone did not change at all, "but please pay attention to each department and try to ensure the personal safety of relevant personnel." "Yes." John Killen hung up the phone, picked up the interrogation file of Xian man on the table, and hurriedly said to the guard, "Quick, prepare the car, I want to go back to Fengcheng. Quick. A little faster. Brother Taihan Han, you must not get into trouble." Asterisk. John Kyun was wearing casual clothes, sunglasses, and a mask. He took a breath, raised his hand and pressed the visual doorbell of the Mu family's door. He decided. From now on, like Cheng Ling, face life bravely, accept bravely, and also refuse bravely. Don't escape. Mu Yingdi was like a trapped beast, walking in circles in the luxurious and spacious house. Ever since John Killen came to visit for no reason and asked about Xian man, she knew that things were going to get bad. But she didn't dare to make any big moves. She didn't dare to risk telling her father. What if it was just John Killen's test? If she lost her temper and jumped up, she would reveal her handle instead. After careful consideration, she sent Heihu out and asked him to find a way to contact the people below and ask them to close the line and not expose themselves. Then, she made 2 more overseas calls. These 2 overseas lines must be cut off completely. If they are exposed, her father may not be able to deal with it. Just then, she heard the doorbell ring. The housekeeper answered. After a while, the door was knocked. Mu Yingdi shouted irritably, "Who the hell is it again? I don't want to see you." The housekeeper paused, and his tone was a little subtle, "It's the second young master of the Zhang family, John Kyun." "Brother John Kyun?" "The last time Brother John Kyun took the initiative to visit, how many years ago was it? Quick, please invite Brother Kyun in." Mu Yingdi rushed over and opened the door. "Housekeeper, quickly ask the kitchen to cut a fruit plate, Brother Kyun likes mangoes the most. In addition, he is injured, you should pay attention, be careful when going upstairs, don't let him bump into anything. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment." Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 178. Jang Kyun followed the housekeeper in. The furnishings in the Mu residence had not changed much from before. There was a subtle sense of familiarity. He walked up the escalator. He remembered that the third floor was the favorite place for several children of the same age to play. They played poker, billiards, and video games together. Kara. The sound of a vase interrupted Jang Kyun's memories. At the corner of the stairs on the second floor, there was a tall, blonde, and blue-eyed young woman who was holding a beautiful rose and putting it in a vase. He glanced at her. The woman was very bright and beautiful, and in comparison, the roses in her hand were inferior. Noticing Jang Kyun's sight, the foreign girl threw a coquettish eye at Jang Kyun and blew a kiss. So unrestrained? The Mu residence actually allowed such people to serve them. Jang Kyun turned his face expressionlessly and asked in a low voice, "Why, did you change the flower arranger?" He remembered that the previous flower arranger was a famous middle-aged Chinese-Japanese woman. Mu Yingdi's mother was particularly fond of flower arrangement. Each room in their house had to be decorated with corresponding flowers according to the weather, season, and decoration style. The salary for this job was very good, more than 100,000 Chinese yuan a month. But this money was not easy to earn, because Mu Yingdi's mother was very picky, and ordinary people could not do this job. The housekeeper sighed. The previous one resigned a long time ago. There has been no suitable person for this position, and 7 or 8 people have been replaced back and forth. This one is also in the probation period and has been here for less than a week. Madam said that her flower arrangement skills are very good, but she is a little frivolous. Jang Kyun thought about her teasing kiss just now and tacitly agreed with Mu's mother's opinion. After a while, the two walked to the third floor, and Mu Yingdi's exclusive reception room was open. The reception room was decorated in the same way as before. There were even game consoles and rows of game cards that they had played in the corner. "Brother Kyun," Mu Yingdi walked quickly to Jang Kyun excitedly. She changed into a beautiful blue dress with a one-shoulder neckline, a tight waist, a slit to the middle of the thigh, and a hem that dropped to the ankles. However, Jang Kyun did not show any surprise, but just smiled and greeted. "Long time no see, Yingdi has changed." Mu Yingdi was shocked. Since she confessed to Jang Kyun always looked uncomfortable when facing her, or simply avoided her. At this moment, there was no discomfort in his eyes, but rather a calmness. Like family and friends. But there was no ambiguous feeling. She forced herself to suppress her inner uneasiness, picked up her skirt, and turned around in front of Jang Kyun. "Brother Kyun, have you never seen me wearing a skirt? Didn't you always say that I looked like a tomboy when I was a child? How about I look good in a skirt? Do I look good?" Jang Kyun looked at Mu Yingdi with an expression waiting for praise, and was silent for a moment. "Yingdi, the skirt looks good on you. However, I think it doesn't matter whether it looks good or not. The key is whether you like it or not," Jang Kyun said seriously. The smile on Mu Yingdi's face disappeared. Jang Kyun continued, "I was ignorant before and said something inappropriate, you don't have to take it to heart." Mu Yingdi looked at Jang Kyun and said slowly, "Brother Kyun, why do I feel that you have changed? What happened? Or is it because of someone?" "It has nothing to do with anyone," Jang Kyun said firmly, "I figured it out myself." Mu Yingdi had suppressed the actresses who had worked with him. He knew that he had tried to fight against her, but it only provoked Mu Yingdi to use more powerful means. Later, he took the initiative to keep his distance from any female star. He was worried that Mu Yingdi would go after Cheng Ling. However, Mu Yingdi narrowed his eyes and asked suspiciously, "Is it Cheng Ling? What you fear will come true." Jang Kyun's tone suddenly became a little anxious. "It has nothing to do with Cheng Ling. I just figured it out myself. Yingdi, you and I have no future like this. Whether there is a future or not is not up to your brother Kyun. It is not up to Chengling. Jiang Qiun was simply angry. What does Chengling have the final say? What does this have to do with her? I just never liked you. Not before, not now, and not in the future. Mu Yingdi's face darkened. Brother Qiun, what did you say? Yingdi, I have said it many times, I really don't like you. I am avoiding you, being cold to you, hoping that you can think clearly. But why don't you give up? Brother Qiun, I understand. Jiang Qiun's forehead was throbbing with veins. What do you understand? You are defending Chengling. Others can't see it, but I can see that you frequently show kindness to Chengling on the show, and often stare at her, and don't hesitate to praise her. Have you changed your mind? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 179. Jiang Qiun felt like he was playing the piano to a cow. I changed my heart? Oh my god. Mu Yingdi, I said, I never liked you. What's the point of changing my heart? As for who I like, it's my freedom. I'm here to tell you today, give up. There's no way I'll be with you. Please also let me go and let yourself go. After speaking, Jiang Qiun stood up with a serious and calm tone. Mu Yingdi, if you do unnecessary things in the future, I will not stand idly by. You should think about it yourself. Don't ask for trouble. Your Mu family is great, is our Jiang family inferior? Do you want to give it a try? That's it, I'm leaving. He opened the door. The housekeeper was standing in the corridor with a fruit plate, a look of astonishment on his face. Young Master Jiang, are you leaving so soon? Jiang Qiun said humbly, well, I've finished what I wanted to say to your lady. I still have something to do, so I won't stay any longer. Thank you for the fruit plate, take good care of your lady. The housekeeper looked into the room worriedly. It didn't matter what he saw, the housekeeper's pupils shrank violently. He dropped the fruit plate and pushed Jiang Qiun hard. At the same time, a gunshot rang out. Boom. The butler shook his head. Then, he clutched his chest and lay down softly. The housekeeper coughed up a mouthful of blood and stretched out his hand towards Mu Yingdi. Eldest lady, no, don't. Jiang Qiun, who was pushed to the ground, was stunned for a second. He came back to his senses and saw the housekeeper lying on the ground covered in blood. He angrily shouted, Mu Yingdi, are you crazy? Am I crazy? No, I'm not crazy. Mu Yingdi's eyes were red, and she stood in the middle of the living room, roaring. She hadn't touched drugs for a long time, and the feeling of insects eating away at her bones could not be relieved. She really couldn't bear it anymore. The things she has tried so hard to suppress may soon be unstoppable. She didn't dare to think about what would happen to her if what she had done was exposed. Thinking about it, there is a fear of falling into the abyss. Jiang Qiun's determination became the last straw that broke her heart. Her spiritual world was completely in ruins. The whole world was against her. In this case. That being the case. Oh well. She held the gun, ignored the moaning and bleeding housekeeper on the ground, and walked slowly outside the house. The barrel of the gun radiated heat, but her heart felt cold. What I can't get, no one can get it? Jiang Qiun got up and saw Mu Yingdi stepping out of the room. Her expression was twisted, and she was clearly going crazy. Mu Yingdi has good skills and good marksmanship. Not only was he injured, but he was also defenseless. He had no choice but to run. Jiang Qiun ran downstairs without hesitation. Mu Yingdi laughed wildly. Brother Qiun, I have just locked all the doors and windows in my house with remote control. You can't escape. Jang Ki-eun didn't answer. He tried his best to twist his body left and right and ran downstairs, running in an irregular S shape as much as possible. It's not easy to aim. Boom. The shot missed. The bullet hit the red carpet on the stairs, making a loud sound and burning a hole in the red carpet. The servants in Mew's house were all in danger, so they hid in the houses around them and locked the doors. Whatever happened was none of their business. They know nothing. Jang Ki-eun ran to the second floor, opened several doors, and found that they were all closed. The window at the end of the corridor was made of bulletproof glass and was tightly closed at the moment. The soldiers who were ambushing outside Mew's house immediately rushed into the house when they heard the gunfire. However, the doors and windows were closed and could not be opened. Mew House uses high-quality smart bulletproof safety doors and bulletproof glass from banks. It is not that easy for them to force a breakthrough. One group, go upstairs and look for a breakthrough from the top floor. Group 2, apply for armor-piercing ammunition. Hurry. Signal Corps, quickly report this emergency situation to Commander Jang. Mew Yingdi was not in a hurry, holding a gun and walking slowly downstairs. As he walked, he said, "Brother Ki-eun, what's wrong with me? You said I want a body, a figure, a good look, money, and power. With me, you will become one of the best men in this world. The object of jealousy? I can make you move around in China, walk sideways or lie down, and no one can stop you. Do you know how disgusting it was when I saw you cuddling with those dirty women on TV? Do you know how heartbreaking it is to see you on stage fawning over your fans? Do you know how angry I am when you smile at others and are gentle to others?" The doors to the rooms on the second floor were all closed. Jang Ki-eun, who had nowhere to hide, could only run downstairs. Boom. Another shot, Mew Yingdi missed. But this shot was no more than 3 centimeters away from Jang Ki-eun's thigh. Tisk, what a pity. Jang Ki-eun retreated to the door and broke the door handle with all his strength. The door was locked tightly. The smart panel is also locked and cannot be operated. Mew Yingdi walked slowly and methodically down the stairs. But it doesn't matter. No one will rob me anymore. There won't be any more, she said. She stood on the second floor, looking at Jang Ki-eun standing at the gate, and slowly raised her gun. Bang. This crisp sound was not a gunshot. A vase fell from the 4th floor and hit Mew Yingdi's head standing on the escalator on the 2nd floor, making a loud noise. The fragments of the vase fell in all directions, and the flowers inside were scattered. Mew Yingdi didn't even groan, and collapsed on the ground. Jang Ki-eun looked up in astonishment. A golden-haired head popped out from the 4th floor. It was the charming flower arranger. She covered her face in surprise and said in French in a panic, "Genelai pas fait exprès. I didn't mean it." The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 180. A few minutes later, the commandos occupied the Mew residence. Mew Yingdi and the housekeeper were rushed to the hospital. The housekeeper was in a very dangerous condition because the bullet passed through his lungs and he lost too much blood. He took the green fast track and was sent to the ICU for rescue. Mew Yingdi only had a slight concussion and woke up halfway to the hospital. After waking up, she remained silent. But her body couldn't help shaking slightly. She knew that everything was over. Jang Ki-eun's car was speeding towards Fengcheng. His phone rang again. "Commander Jang, the crisis is over. We have successfully entered the Mew residence and rescued the hostages. The housekeeper of the Mew residence was shot and has been sent to the hospital. The target person, Mew Yingdi, was hit on the head and has a slight concussion. He is not seriously injured and has been sent to the hospital under the care of our people." Jang Ki-eun was not injured, but the intense exercise tore the originally healed wound. A little bleeding. The medical staff has taken care of it. We are sending all the relevant personnel of the Mu residence to the bureau. John Killen breathed a sigh of relief. He patted the driver's shoulder, indicating that he could slow down, and asked on the phone, "How did Mu Yingdi's head get hit? Was it John Kyun?" The subordinate briefly explained the situation. John Killen repeated, "A Frenchman? Is she a flower arranger on probation at the Mu residence? She didn't hold the vase steady and just happened to hit Mu Yingdi on the head." "Yes." John Killen pondered for a moment, "Is there water in the vase?" "Report to the commander, no." "Oh. It seems that the other party is most likely doing it on purpose. If there is water in the vase, Mu Yingdi would have confessed in front of the Hades palace by now. You interrogate the Frenchman well. I will be back in about 2 or 3 hours. Before that, prepare the interrogation record for me." John Killen noticed the silence of his subordinates and asked, "Why, is it difficult?" "Commander, this foreigner doesn't know Chinese at all. Communication depends entirely on gestures. It took a lot of effort to bring her to the bureau just now. She is scared. It is said that she used to communicate with the housekeeper of the Mu residence, but the housekeeper is still rescuing her now. Where can we find a tight-lipped translator in such a hurry? After all, if it involves the Mu family, it will cause a strong negative social effect if it goes wrong. This translator is not easy to find. Even if a reliable translator is found, it is necessary to request approval from the departments at all levels." "Then let John Kyun go," John Killen said. "Ah," the subordinate was stunned. "John Kyun speaks French very well. If you need to ask or convey anything, ask him to help translate. Don't worry, he knows what's going on and won't leak it." "Yes. I will call your Chief Shen to explain the situation later." The commandos sent the people in Mu's house to the bureau and kept them in different cells. As a victim, John Kyun was taken to do a lot of examinations, rebandaged his wounds, and after a few simple questions, he was poured water and asked to wait in the cell. John Kyun didn't know that Mu Yingdi was taking drugs, nor did he know anything about the crime she committed. He has been self-examination, self-reflection and self-blame. He is very sad. But he doesn't know where he went wrong. Although he was a little aggressive to Mu Yingdi just now, he didn't say anything wrong. It's impossible for him and Mu Yingdi to be together. But Mu Yingdi actually wanted to shoot and kill him. Was it really because he hurt her too deeply? I wonder what happened to the housekeeper of the Mu family. Will he die? If my brother and father knew that I had provoked Mu Yingdi so much, would they scold me and be disappointed? The door was opened. A middle-aged man with half-gray hair wearing a commander's uniform walked in. "John Kyun." John Kyun stood up. "I am." The commander looked at John Kyun. "You have grown up so much." "John Kyun?" He looked at the other person's face seriously. "No impression. I am your father's old comrade in arms. I went to your house when I was a child and hugged you." The commander smiled. "My last name is Shen, Shenlian Shun." John Kyun couldn't remember it at all, but he still shook hands with Commander Shen politely. "Hello, Chief Shen. Sorry, my memory is not very good." "It's normal that you don't remember. You were still wearing diapers at that time." "John Kyun." Chief Shen continued the old story and got back to the point. "This time, the Mu family has such a big thing, and you are involved again. After all, your father and the Mu family are old friends. In order to avoid being criticized, he can only avoid it. So this case will be presided over by me and your brother will be the deputy judge." John Kyun nodded. Thinking of his brother, he was a little worried. "However," Chief Shen said, "your brother asked me to bring you a message. He said that you did nothing wrong in this matter, and it's not your fault. You just showed up at the Mu family at the wrong time. Relax and don't think too much."